Against SK Telecom T1, it would certainly be giving to the poor if they were to lose a series today to the Afreeca Freecs.
Be giving away a win to one of the arguably worst teams and champions so far this season.
That's the only way you can talk about it. 3 sets, 3 losses. This would be a really big win for Afreeca and a steadier after a horror start to the season.
Yep. All right, so Victor, Lissandra banned out by Afreeca, Zed and TF once again targeting Mickey.
Primed for a first pick Corki, I guess, if Corki's not an adaptation ban.
Could be.
Well, it's a flex pick. It's a champion that Mickey can clearly play after a very impressive performance. Of course, probably won't see the Cassiopeia as an answer to it, but...
Ideally not. There's a Rise ban. I think that's mandatory. So, do we see that Corki picked up first? It worked so well for them.
So usually you talk about the Lulus, for example, as a champion that's gotten through, that's been very high priority, but again, not really fitting into Afreeca's playbook. If Sungin can have another big game on an AD carry, maybe you start moving towards the Lulu comps, but if I was a betting man, it'd be Corki or maybe a jungler in the first rotation for Afreeca.
They're taking a lot of time thinking about it. A jungler would be another thing to consider.
Really a lot to think about in terms of strong picks available. Fiora, obviously, but not really in the Ixu playstyle. Alistair's also been a hotly contested support pick, and they decided not to show anything in the first round.
And if you're Jinair, do you maybe want to take away Callista as well?
I think you want to take away Corki.
Yeah, Corki, for sure. You might be able to grab Callista a little bit later, or you could just take it now. Yeah, they will. I was kind of wondering.
No ambiguity whatsoever here. The 2 champions that did the most work for Afreeca, stolen away in the same round of the draft.
Yeah, one thing that we haven't mentioned yet is this game too, is that Graves and Quinn still up too, so we could actually see that triple AD combo coming out of Jinair. I know. It's possible. Now, picking LeBlanc here would be, kind of a safer, this is a champion I'm really good on kind of pick.
Picking Graves here would also deny one of those AD carry picks over to the side of Jinair. The risk with LeBlanc is that, of course, she doesn't provide the most wave clear, so if these multiple AD carry comps get rolling, of course, taking down turrets becomes their objective rather than necessarily forcing fights, but maybe just take the jungle Graves to act as a blocker pick.
Well, you make them wonder too, is that Graves going into the jungle, or is it going to top lane perhaps? Can Ixu play top Graves like Trace can?
If Trace can reinvent himself on top lane Graves, then Ixu maybe can too.
Wow, Graves and Ezreal locked in. Interesting. So both picks, we don't really know where they're going to end up. You'd assume the Graves would be in the jungle for Lyra, but then again, you've got a top laner on the other side that plays it there.
Outside chance of a 6 AD carry game, Doa.
I know. It's possible.
We've seen 5. We thought that was the maximum amount of AD carries, but...
Well, you can have 5 AD carries on one team and actually have it be good, man.
Who's the support?
Kennen, obviously. Yeah.
That's a bit of a stretch calling Kennen an AD carry. I know that he can fill the role.
He can be used as an AD carry. It's in theory an AD carry.
Sure.
I mean, he was picked a lot at Worlds last season.
For the sake of narrative, I approve.
I mean, he's the only one that you could really make an argument for.
You know who doesn't deal? You know who deals well with marksman? It is the Malphite.
Malphite does. But is it going to be?
We're expecting this to be jungle Graves, mid lane Ezreal, and support Alistair. So AD and top lane would theoretically be the picks from Afreeca, but of course they could start flexing things around.
True. Mickey could take that famous Ahri and they could put the Ezreal on the Song Unit AD carry.
Kalista making it through picks and bans. Sorry, no, Kalista was already taken. My mistake on that.
Misfortune again, though. We can always bring her up.
No, not on 6.1, though. She's done.
Yeah, she definitely is.
Her ult's still good, but the lack of lane control means she's so one-dimensional by AoE that I don't think she's going to be contested at all on 6.1.
Yeah. Now, the Tom Kench would be interesting. I wonder if this is going to mean... It might mean a Quinn pick for Trace. Think they're going to go for it?
That's interesting. So that is an opportunity, something that can push in the Tahm Kench. We already saw that even when Tahm Kench gets snowballed, nothing they can do about wave clear, and locked in the Morgana. Guess what else is a Trace special?
Well, Trace has been a long time top Morgana player, and looks like he's bringing out that pocket pick once again, and I'm curious to see how well this is going to work out against this Tahm Kench.
Well, she's going to push in all day and try and auto-attack down the turret. It's not quite Graves, but certainly going to be the same play style from Trace.
It also provides a diversity in the type of damage coming out of Jin Air too, so you avoid the only needing to build armor issue.
It's definitely going to be all about taking down those turrets. Of course, Morgana doesn't tunnel them into double AD, given that she does have a very strong team fight phase as well. So something different from Jin Air, but bringing back an old favorite, a spring special in top lane Morgana.
True. A pick that Trace was definitely known for back in the day.
A pick that rippled around other scenes as well. He's been an innovator multiple times. The Graves top is starting to get around, and why not bring back an old favorite?
Yeah. Now we just have to wait for the Rengar to come back.
Yes, that one, I don't know if that one will come back. Solo queue special, it feels like.
So.
But
Volibear, man, that's where it's at.
And Lyra on the jungle Graves, so more carry flavor from the jungle as well. There's actually a lot to like about this draft, and a lot of moving parts, so whichever one comes off the best will push the series over. It's been a really close one.
There have been very different picks all 3 games. It's been fun to watch, but this is it. This is the end of the day of champions, and it's the end of the match between Jin Air and the Afreeca Freecs. We'll see who takes it and takes the win. Important match for both of these teams. Jin Air wanting to avoid the Robin Hood stereotype, and Afreeca Freecs wanting their first match win of the season. Let's see if they can do it. Let's get in the game. Here we are, once again, on Summoner's Rift for Jin Air versus the Afreeca Freecs.
Afreeca in full voice, the fans finally have a win behind them. Didn't pick up a single win in their previous series, so just a game win, but potentially even a match win. They're looking good in the previous game too.
It's something, you know? Gotta start somewhere.
Something's more than nothing, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Mickey is the one this game that has to deal with the mid lane Corki that's been a terror of multiple people. We've seen Gangplank fall to the mid lane Corki. Previous game we saw Cassiopeia not be able to get it done. Now Ahri certainly has more options, does have ranged wave clear and a ranged auto attack as well. There's definitely assassination potential from Ignite Ahri onto this Corki, and Kuzan's actually gone for the exhaust.
Interesting.
Mickey had 2 games in a row of exhaust. You look down the side of Afreeca. I guess there's not that much to cleanse. So of all defensive summoners, he's hoping the exhaust is enough to stop the all-in kill pressure from Mickey.
Yeah, that's the idea. It's a real test. Kuzan, you know, largely the big problem with Jin Air last game. Not necessarily in his playing so much, but just that the pick just didn't work out.
I think it was optimistic to take Cassiopeia into Corki. It was a matchup that in my head didn't make sense, but I always give the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, show me something different. But as the game evolved, the team fight phase, the laning phase, nothing went over to the Cassiopeia.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And last game we saw Snowflower and Songyun put a lot of pressure onto Che and Pilot. And this time it looks like Jin Air wants to do the same thing in reverse.
The 2v2 has actually gone the polar opposite between both games. Big advantage to Pilot Che game 1, Songyun Snowflower with a complete stranglehold in the 2v2 last game. So I guess we're going to have to pay more attention than we usually do in 2v2 standard lanes.
Well, Callista Thresh is a big bully lane, you know? It's hard to deal with. So you'd have to expect that they'll take the edge early on.
Trading from Kuzan early is easy. Just pop over the phosphorus bomb, pre-level 6, pre-all-in potential. Should be some lane control for Corki.
True. And just like we talked about, Trace just pushing in this top lane. He's got wards too, so he should be pretty safe doing this.
Played the majority of the game under Ixu's turret, trying to push it down. Again, it's not quite the Graves. Exchange AD for AP, but the playstyle is certainly very similar. And you can already see 2 points in Tormented Soil. Definitely only concerned in pushing.
Oh yeah. Doing a lot of poke damage to Ixu as well. Zoning with the Tormented Soil even.
Lyra on the jungle Graves. If there is this overextension, it's going to be so hard as... Oh, Charm does hit onto Kuzan, but...
Gotta be kind of careful there.
Going to be hard to lock down this Morgana. Black Shield obviously will stop the majority of the CC threat. And of course, no magic damage really coming through from Lyra on a gang, so hard to pump that Black Shield even if it's level 1.
Yeah. Looking at some stats between the mid laners, despite Ahri being one of Mickey's champions that he's known for, he only has a 50% win rate with it here in Champions.
I mean, Afreeca doesn't really have a high win rate
In general. That's true. That's true. But
hard to shine too much, but you just think back to some of his really big Ahri plays. It's one of his better champions for sure.
Yeah. They've needed this guy to be the carry. He really was last game, and the rest of the team stepped up a little bit too, especially Songyun, but this is going to be another one of those games where they're going to need him to kind of lead the way, I feel.
Jungle Graves has been taking China by storm, but certainly haven't been seeing too much of it in Champions. The top Graves actually is the thing we've been more surprised about. Teleport's coming back to lane, but awkwardly stood on a ward is Lyra.
Yeah, it's not going to be a big surprise for Trace. Just going to back away, use this opportunity to go and do his first buy.
They were still there. Probably going to see the ward die. He's going to stay that long in lane.
Yeah, I think so too. Teleport used to get Trace back to lane, and this mid lane very even between these guys for now.
Again, Ahri's content with just farming. Lyra stayed here so long.
Trace knows he's there. Oh, Wing coming down. And they're going to try to make a play. They force the flash out of Songyun. Not bad. They'll take that. So it's a win.
It is a win. And remember, we've seen 50 CS advantages open up from things as innocuous as hitting level 2 first in this bottom lane. So that's already a summoner advantage over to Jin.
Very true.
This lane is not expected to get any better. Remember, Songyun's going to start stacking. You can already see. Look at these purchases. I mean, there's combat stats and there's tier into Sapphire Crystal.
Yeah, not a lot of damage for Songyun.
Not even a longsword, just a Sapphire Crystal.
Yep. He's got the Doran's Blade, man.
Oh yes, absolutely piling on the damage.
Yeah. Hey man, that's Doran's own blade. One of a kind. I mean, ignore the one that Pilot has. It's one of a kind.
The one of a kind Doran blade that sometimes multiple members on the team have.
Doran's got a lot of blades, apparently. A lot of rings. But there's no tome. You'd think the ability tome would be like Doran's tome or something. I guess we've got the ring.
Amp tome exists, I guess.
Right.
It's not a Doran's tome. Oh well. No purchases in mid means that just farm wars so far, and honestly I think when it comes to Ezreal, avoiding the 2v2 when you're going for this stacking tier build has been what the best teams have shown. Specifically the Rocks Tigers were really smart at rotating Prey after a lane swap into a 1v1 lane just to power up that tier. If you're opting into a 2v2, especially with how swingy 2v2 lanes have been this series, I think it's a big risk for the Afreeca Freecs.
This is classic Trace. Picking that Morgana, pushing in the top laner. He's already got that turret down to like half health.
Pink ward also.
Oh yeah.
Securing a spot.
Oh, cancel the recall.
Okay.
Oh, he's pulling it away from the turret. Nice. Bring it right to Kuzan.
Strange that didn't stop the back.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that too, but maybe he just wanted Kuzan to get a chance to grab a little bit of CS.
Peculiar.
I mean, Kuzan had just backed himself, so.
Would have come in freshly shopped against a no item, low mana Ahri, so I don't know about letting him go back, but maybe I missed something there.
Couldn't tell you.
Going to be
Wing is
Frost
a
Queen's
merciful
claim.
guy.
Rush coming through from Mickey, so more pick potential.
Yep. It's exciting to see Mickey on something that he can really carry on.
Absolutely. He's been so targeted out by bans. He's gone from 2 mid lane bans to 3 this series.
Yep.
No respect for fresh bans for Snowplow.
You know, the hair on Ahri's tails must actually be really thin, because when she runs, they all like collapse into like one tail, you know?
In this particular
How does
skin,
they all fit together?
Are they authentic hairs in this skin? She is a pop star.
Well, it's the same for any Ahri skin.
But maybe in this skin she's actually a normal person and just has the tails on the back of her pop star uniform. Hard to say.
Could be. Having a great time either way, it looks like.
Whale of a time.
Oh yeah. K-pop star of the time. Oh wow. Kuzan getting poked.
Trace surprisingly hasn't been able to open up a CS match. Pretty impressive that 3-6 Tom Kench has been able to keep up in CS 1-for-1.
Oh, it's ganking time. Winged. Come on, don't be afraid. It's only Ahri. Mickey doing a lot of damage to Kuzan. He went for it. There's the exhaust. Mickey trying to flash away. Kuzan to flash. Oh, the rocket misses. And no first blood for Kuzan. That would have certainly been a kill.
Yeah, the big one was actually that last rocket. Would have got the kill.
Whoa! True shot barrage. Everybody's missing skill shots everywhere.
Long range skill shots all over the map.
Yeah. Close call.
Lyra comes to help the push. Nobody's in mid. They could get a lot of turret damage on, but back away. Don't have vision.
Good opportunity for Trace to kill that pink ward.
Yep, that's right. Has one of his own. Will pop it down later. Again, very surprising to see Ixu stay competitive in CS when under his turret so often this laning phase.
Yeah, just really good CSing. The only problem is the damage he's taken to his turret. Other than that, he's doing just fine.
Pre-6 is actually pretty hard for the CS to stay so competitive. Of course, post-6 you get the percentage HP damage on your auto attack. I mean, it's much easier. It's effective, like buying some AD when it comes to last hitting. But to be so competitive so early is a credit to Ixu.
Yeah. Helps a lot.
Who needs wars when you've got Spooky Ghost?
I was going to say, Spooky Ghost spots wing. Oh well.
Oh well.
Really is a good word alternative. Sanghyun taking some damage. Nice grab on the Snowflower. No big follow-up though. Summoner's still available for everybody in that lane.
Mickey actually catches Wings halfway through his burrow. Gets a nice little poke.
Lyra thinking about coming over the wall, waiting. I think he was waiting to see if Wing was going to go back to the brush, but it didn't happen.
Surprising to see Lyra stay around mid against Corki, who has the package already. Feels like Lyra should be power farming, but he's actually behind in farm compared to his opponent Wing.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's shown up in the lane a lot, doesn't it?
Surprising amount for Jungle Graves.
Yeah.
When you think of the lanes he has to gank, very low percentage on Morgana, very low percentage on Corki, and now post-6, Kalista and Thresh, good luck locking them down. Feels like he should be power farming instead of playing so much lip service to the lanes.
Yeah, just going for more damage. Trying to build up the money for some items.
Has his first item completed in the Warrior Enchant.
Yeah.
Gonna try again though.
So, he's gonna give it a shot. They don't see him coming into lane, but Pilot's on his own. I don't think he's gonna push up that far anyway.
Very unlikely. Requires some sort of flash headbutt play, and then you've got both Fate's Core and the Lantern to account for.
Yeah, Pilot's just going to play it safe. Probably smart to do.
Thing about Jungle Graves, again, damage from the jungle. You might think, okay, it provides no CC. If you have lanes to gank for, great. You gank for those strong CC lanes. It actually takes a lot of damage this time.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, man. Still had that gray health, but really waited to the last second to use it.
The other thing Jungle Graves does really well is if you can force someone out of lane, obviously you can push a turret really well.
Stop the recall. Wing
Nice.
could try something here. No, not going to. I was going to say, oh, do you think he could have flashed and just taken that kill? He was so low. Ixu was so low.
Splash still up for Ixu. I think it was a low percentage by Afreeca. Keep pushing in though. They want to punish Jin for overextending.
They want to try. They're going to lose their turret. Rek'Sai just getting out of there. I guess they're not going to lose their turret after all.
It looks hilarious whenever he ults away from the fight.
Yeah. Wow. And Afreeca Freecs really lucky to keep their top lane turret alive for the moment.
Just coming back to the Graves. Again, if you have a laner with strong CC, by all means gank with the damage, but honestly the best use of it is when you come in and push the turret. You come in, you have excellent wave clear with your Q, you do excellent turret damage because of course the multiple bolts do hit turrets, so I feel like using it in counter gank situations can be pretty low percentage, and none of these lanes are easy to gank, so farming to me is by far the biggest objective for Lyra.
You know, the big question now is what's step 2 for Jin Air? When they get that top turret, what happens next?
Just keep that map advantage. Of course, you're going to have a lot of information around the top side. Maybe start contesting the enemy blue buff and then teleport plays around the map. Seems to be the easiest move from there. But getting that top turret is so far evading.
Yeah, I mean, it really should have happened according to Jin Air's plan, that last little push. And not getting it down is kind of breathed a lot of new life into the Afreeca Freecs early game.
That's a good collapse by Mickey and Lyra. Bought them an extra probably 3 minutes or so for this turret to live, but potentially longer.
Could be.
Well, at this point, Ixu has Spirit Visage, so can tank up things like the Tormented Soil, the minions. Just counter push.
moves on a little bit ahead in CS. It's Corky. And are they going to do the dragon? Looks like they are. Everyone kind of collapsing for that. Good timing with Mickey going to get his blue buff. That really opens it up for Janair.
That's the thing. They know that Mickey's getting the blue buff. They know the enemy has full vision, but no way to contest. Yep. Good objective play by Janair.
Yep, smart move. Janair with a tiny little lead at this point. But it really looks like, if you look at the top lane, that Trace is having trouble pushing up the lane now.
Again, can disregard this magic damage that's coming through from Trace. Trace, of course, going to be making a lot of gold with the GP10, but Janair now also able to steal away the red buff.
Yeah. Oh, Wing needs to be kind of careful. Luckily, he's got a tunnel to use to get out. And Trace pushed back under his own turret by a Tahm Kench. Wow.
Morgana used to be looked at as the best wave clear champion in mid, but just because Tormentor takes multiple ticks, you can potentially manipulate the minion wave to path around the tormented soil. Yeah. Having a really hard time counter pushing.
Yeah, he is.
And minion damage, of course, so important levels 1 through 5 when it comes to trading. Tahm Kench doesn't care about those minions anymore.
Nah, not too much. All right, Janair taking out the Warden try. And this is going to make Freecs a little bit nervous. Could get dove.
Have the teleport advantage, Janair, as well. Important to note. Ixu does not have teleport.
Pilot's really alone right now. Oh, wow. Nice reflexes to flash out of that. Flash for flash.
Flash traded, so that's an advantage to Afreeca.
Yep. Definitely is.
There's not much to know about top lane. Looks like that important collapse from Mickey and Lyra has meant that this turret's not going down anytime soon without multiple members rotating top lane to take it down.
Yeah, that really slows things down for Janair, doesn't it?
Slows things down for the game in general.
Yep. Look at that, 60 hit points.
At some point, Corky should just Trinity Force auto attack it from behind and just get out of there.
Maybe. Maybe.
You might even see that. Honestly, you could.
I think he can get it now.
Getting close. Will he go for the auto?
Oh, he's just got not enough vision, I think.
We're just getting trolled at this point.
I think so.
Maybe he's just keeping it up to look for the turret dive we were mentioning, but I think it's going to go down finally.
Yeah, I think they're just going to let him have it.
In another world, this would have gone down at 11 minutes. That's an extra 5 minutes for Tahm Kench to pile on some tank stats for the inevitable first fight.
Not bad at all.
Finally goes down to muted applause from the crowd.
Yep. I've heard like bad golf shots that got more applause than that. Well, now the target is mid lane, and now this really does open things up a lot for Janair to start pushing these lanes.
Trinity Force Corky. Good timing to rotate if you're Morgana. That's why you see Trace at least cheating towards the mid lane, but may have to return
arrived.
Yay.
Right.
You see Mickey make some aggressive package plays last game.
Yeah. But all in all, 17 minutes, no kills. Papa Smithy.
We were promised different things. This is 2016 season.
This is tough for me, man. Okay, here we go. All right. Spooky Go, slow down Mickey. Wing decides to let him go. I guess they don't have enough vision to pursue that. Oh. That's a sad Doa noise.
It's time to look inward about your need for bloodthirstiness, Doa.
Find the kills within. That doesn't sound good. That just makes me sound psycho or something.
Why can't we just have a happy, friendly game where the only thing that happens is some sort of minion genocide?
Well, that doesn't sound good for the minions either.
They're not having a happy time.
Well, we know they're just gold pinatas. We've figured this out already.
It's true. There it is. Look at that. The gold happily comes in as a minion dies.
Happily bursts forth from its shattered body.
If you think about the minions too hard, then it does seem like relative cruelty is happening on the Rift every time we watch.
I mean, all they're trying to do is get down the lane.
One-minded and punished.
Yep, it's just not going to work.
Race has the Abyssal Scepter, so the Corky damage in teamfights will actually be really big. But teamfights are definitely not something we have seen this game. One turret, one dragon, 0 kills.
Yep. So, Graves has the shotgun, but did I see that right? That it only has like one big wide barrel?
Yep. That has been a question, much like his appearing and disappearing cigar that has dogged Graves.
That's right.
Best thing was the Chinese client had the cigar in for months and months after it was removed.
Oh no. Scandal.
Scandal. Rift scandal.
Rift scandal. Get TMZ on the phone.
He didn't follow the rules. Brought his cigar to work. Shouldn't be allowed.
Guess so.
Riot's made it very clear, no cigars on the Rift.
Yeah. Sad. But I don't recommend smoking.
No? Not
No.
big on smoking?
No. I've never done it.
Me neither. Goody two-shoes, both of us.
Well, I mean, honestly, if you're a caster, it's going to wreck your voice. So
That's fair.
just not a good idea.
Grace has the Abyssal Scepter completed, so I mentioned it already, but has effective stats. Team fights now would look good for Jin Air.
Here comes Winged. He might try something. Arcane Shift used. Oh, I got so excited and nothing happened. And look at this. Even the Rift Herald can't take it anymore.
The
first
kill, the first kill of the game
know.
is the Rift Herald dealing with the Rift Herald.
He's like, well, if nobody's going to come by, I'm just going to go home then. All right, bye.
I think the Rift Herald would be pretty happy. Usually has much more to deal with than he has this game.
Yeah, well, they're going to try to do something to Wing, but Charm misses, so no such luck there.
What's the line on First Blood for this game? 26 minutes?
I don't know.
Probably would have been pre-20 minutes. This is Anarchy we're talking about.
Has there ever been a killless professional game of League of Legends?
No. How would the turrets go down? To just watch people take turrets?
You just scare them away. Speaking of scaring them away, Afreeca Freecs want to scare Jin Air away from this dragon, but I don't know if it's going to work out. Teleport coming in from behind. Ixu coming in. Jin Air has softened up that dragon a little bit. Now the zoning begins. Two-shot barrage does a little bit of damage to Che, but that's about it.
Gonna have to walk through this narrow choke.
Dragon getting lower. Looks like they're going to have to give it over. And no responding fight. Dark Binding doesn't connect.
Yeah, really.
Oh, he grabbed Ixu. Are they going to follow up? They are. Che goes in. There's the box. Might be dangerous. A lot of damage onto that top catch. Whoa, First Blood goes to Pilot. No chance to even use that E, I guess. And I think they're going to be satisfied with that. Or not. They're going to throw Che in. Che's like, what am I doing here? Uh-oh, and Lyra gets him with the ultimate, and now the turnaround for the Afreeca Freecs. Uh-oh. Songyun exhausted, but got some decent damage done before he had to back out. Mickey coming in, Winged, another casualty. Double kill for Mickey. Why in the world did Che go in on that?
I have no idea. He was the one that had full control. Lyra got the snipe, and then Mickey on point with the charms. This is why his Ari is feared. Also during that fight, Morgana was literally in the air for about 10 seconds. Weird visual bug on my screen, at least.
Oh, neat.
Maybe we'll see it in the replay. It was hilarious.
Man, that was one of those situations where it's like, watch, Che just, okay, so they kill Ixu.
So watch the CC. Let's wait for the CC. So have to pump the grey health. Yeah, knocked up. Yeah, he was CC. Could not pump the grey health.
That's right.
That part's fine.
And then Che's like, I'm going in.
I'm going in, guys, into the choke to 4 people.
What am I doing here? Miss Flay, better flash up.
Good question. Now watch the flash charm, and then watch this. Morgana's in the air for no reason, guys. That was interesting. But Mickey, 1 charm onto Morgana, 2nd charm onto Ixu. Sorry, onto the Winged, 2 kills.
Yep. And Mickey starting to be scary on that Ari. They might get the bottom turret here, though.
He's turned a Nidus Large Rod into Ludens and another Nidus Large Rod. Suddenly, Mickey, you know, when you're fighting those narrow chokes, okay, there's not a rumble in this game, but it's so hard to juke a line skill shot like the charm in those narrow chokes.
True. Oh, they caught Mickey. Kuzan coming in, and there's a kill for Jin Air. So a quick response from Jin Air, bottom turret, and taking down Mickey.
Speaking of skill shots, Mickey so often plays towards unwarded brushes. There's been a pink ward in that brush for the majority of this game, pays for it. Ixu's going to try and get some turret damage as Trace just chills out.
He's like, I didn't like that turret anyway.
He's finding friends.
Ooh.
Oh, boy.
Wow, really? 25 seconds until Mickey's up. Why not?
You can see the assist me ping. They know what's happening, but will they be too late?
I don't know if this is a good idea. Baron's not going down fast. Che flays away. Ixu now brings him in. Baron low. They're going to bring him in for the Fate's Call. Baron taken by Jin Air. They get it. And can they win the fight? Looks like they'll get Ixu. That should be fine. Whoa, Lyra gets caught by a Dark Binding. Jin Air trying to kill him. Kuzan goes for it. Has to turn around. Could secure the kill. Wing chasing. Lyra's so low. They really have to watch this damage. Pilot manages to take out Snowflower in the back lines. Spooky Ghost doesn't do damage, so
very
doesn't kill Lyra.
Wow, so that really escalated quickly. Well, it was a decisive call. Again, teams relying on their Callista to have the secure. We saw from the Afreeca Freecs last game. They got a Baron, and this was about as decisive a Baron as we could ever expect, especially in a series that's been so passive until then.
Wow. So, yeah, suddenly the game gets interesting. And the team's trading blows, but in the end, Jin Air coming out on top, both in turrets and in kills, and now with that Baron buff, we'll see what they can do objective-wise.
Ahri has strong wave clear, but not against Baron buff. Let's see how many turrets Jin Air can take with this Baron. Corki with the Trinity Force and some AD will, of course, make short work of them.
Yep.
3-minute Baron. Not something I expected to see this game.
No, it was almost an act of desperation by Jin Air, but it worked out. There goes mid-turret. They can keep pushing if they want to. Ixu coming down from the top. He's got teleport. He can get there any time. He's going to go ahead and use his Abyssal Voyage to join the fight a little bit quicker. Dragon up in 2 minutes.
Require something miraculous from Mickey to stop this siege. The wave clear again. Not the strongest against Baron buff. They're engaged, especially with flash down on Alistar. It's very tricky.
They need Mickey to really make a big play here. Spooky Ghost discovers Trace. And two-shot barrage helps clear some of the minions, not all of them. That cannon minion still doing work for the moment. So a good amount of damage done to that tier 2. And the push is a little bit stalled out for Jin Air. I think they're going to have to go bot maybe. They're sending Wing there now. Let's just clear some of the wave.
The Rek'Sai ultimate, but of course, will bring up these minions and allow them a lane to rotate into.
Yep. Oh, be careful.
And Trace in a pin ward, fishing for a binding. Binding onto Mickey's
nice grab onto Ixu. Snowflower comes in, tries to go for a Bullfire, doesn't get it, has to pop that ult. Such low health already. I think they're going to need to give up this turret. The damage has been done.
The power of that Dark Binding from out of range, of course, it's chunking because it's an AP Morgana.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to get in a position to clear waves here for Afreeca. Not going to stop.
Waiting for that wave.
Waiting for the next Dark Binding.
Oh, that's it. They got it. Now go bot lane, where Winged has already been prepping the wave. So at the end of the day, Jin Air really making this Baron buff work for them. Winged taking a lot of turret damage though.
Really intelligent play from Trace.
Yep.
Wasn't a believer in the Morgana, specifically after the Ixu seemed to be disregarding any pushing. But walking out of vision, it's like a Nidalee Spear, but also much more threatening is the Dark Binding than anything Nidalee can throw from out of vision.
I suppose you're going to take a lot more damage if a Dark Binding hits you generally.
3 seconds stun also for your friends to follow up on.
Dragon time, all right. The Freaks are going to try to stop this one. Dragon going down really quick. They've got Callista and all those spears, all the red stacks. Might fade off. Lyra's going to try to take it. He gets it. They get the Dragon. That's their second of the game, and that one didn't work out quite as well for Jin Air. Now they're in trouble. Ooh, Charm narrowly misses Trace. Oh boy.
We can change targets. Smartly occupying all of that choke was the Morgana with the Black Shield riding. And now just not a lot for Afreeca to pick up. They do pick up the Dragon like you mentioned, but only a second Dragon. The Baron did yield the 2 mid lane turrets for the Jin Air Greenwings.
Yeah, and a nice 5,000 gold lead now for Jin Air. It's up to them to turn this into a win. They've got top lane pushing for the moment. Songyun's going to push that one around, or push that one back anyway.
2 item timings hitting for Afreeca, specifically got the Iceborne Golem, Muramana completed for Songyun. Yep. Afreeca going to get more and more team fight ready.
Wing throwing in the ward there.
Popping the tunnel. Zan picks up blue buff. So much closer this game. We've seen one lane be a big issue, a big thorn in the side each game. Particularly bot lane has really swung around, but this game, even CS values across the board.
Yeah. A lot of warding going down for Jin Air. Bottom half of the map is definitely the focus right now, and they should be able to get it. Ixu on his own gets pulled in, and we've seen Ixu die a lot lately, haven't we? There's the help. And now, whoa, Mickey comes in and just destroys Pilot. This fight turns around in a hurry. There's the exhaust. Ixu saves his mid laner. Uh-oh, Songyun caught. That's a kill for Cruzon, but Mickey trying to come in again. Oh, gets taken down by Wing. Jin turning the fight back around. Lyra on his own can't do the damage necessary, and that's going to be a double kill now for Kuzan.
Lyra has to just watch on. These Dark Bindings are a death sentence to triple squishy front lines. Only Tahm Kench is really in a position to eat a Dark Binding. So every time they get pink ward control, these Dark Bindings yielding kill and objective after objective.
It was scary though. Ixu, saving his jungler, but it was scary though. We saw Pilot die so fast to Mickey. He is doing a ton of damage now that he's got the death cap done. That is a high-powered Ahri.
It's just crazy to see that the siege from Morgana has been the big factor. When teams are picking such squishy lineups, no tank lineups have been commonplace in Champions or sole tank lineups. Of course, Afreeca do have this Tahm Kench, but if he's not the one catching, the damage is real. Ixu was smart to flash away and also preemptively pop his Grey Health. This is what you notice.
That's a lot of damage.
Pilot instantly dies, but after this, it's all about the Morgana, I think, in this fight. It's a nice turnaround from Kuzan to pick up the kill, but every time a binding hits, Ssumday takes a massive chunk, still stunned, dead instantly. Lyra can just never get into the fight.
Kuzan was ready with that Phosphorus Bomb. Snowflower, even with the ult, can't survive long enough.
So used to seeing support Morganas that you disregard some of the work that AP Morgana can do.
Yeah. Very true. So getting close to taking that bottom turret.
We'll work it down. Both players have teleport, but Trace is grouped with his team.
Yeah. And Tahm Kench isn't exactly going to push fast, so Jin is not too worried about losing this bottom lane tier 1.
The only reason this auto attacks hit is because of the passive that scales with health, and of course that doesn't affect turrets, so no big issue there. The effect of not grouping with your team in this case, though, is that Jin will have considerably more Baron control because they can be so much more aggressive, especially with Black Shield for anyone who wants to face check and put down aggressive wards.
Yeah.
Back away, though.
New for the moment. So Baron is up, Dragon is up in 2 minutes. Neither team really threatening a 5th Dragon anytime soon. Probably not going to see that this game, but Baron should be a major focus for both of these.
I mean, this game turned on a decisive Baron after literally nothing happening for the first 22 minutes. Smashing down the Baron led to the first fight, led to the first kills. Baron has been the only objective to seesaw what has been otherwise a very even game.
March.
Too much else to call out. The item builds double QSS, so on the Jin side, actually less QSSs than you'd expect.
I mean, they've got the Banshee's Veil and they've got the Zonias as well, so the charm is mitigated to a certain extent.
The charm is being respected a lot more than the Dark Binding is, because the Afreeca do not have the same defensive options. Only Ezreal has that, so Tahm Kench is going to have to be on point with the Devour, otherwise the picks from Jin look like more likely to connect than what Afreeca can put together.
Afreeca Freecs just trying to push down the mid lane right now.
And Jin pushing to the top lane as well. Can't ban out Mickey. Apparently just itemizing purely against him is a good call.
And Ping's going down on Baron. Jin may be thinking about this. Snowflower caught with a Dark Binding. And are they going to do it? They're going to start it at least.
Kench is grouped.
That's right.
Kench TP.
He's got his teleport. He can come in. He's TPing right now. And Trace taking some damage. True Shot Barrage does basically nothing. And Jin pulls off a Baron without really taking much damage.
Remember, they do get a summoner win in this case. They do draw out the teleport. Maybe Trace is not comfortable in trying to clear waves next to the Tahm Kench, so doesn't have to worry about that for the next 5 minutes. But Afreeca pick up an unanswered mid turret.
Yeah, Mickey takes the opportunity to dash over to mid lane and take down that turret, and Jin looking a little bit lost here at this point.
I mean, the objective bluffs have been called or not called. Remember, the first objective bluff is just trying that Baron at 23 minutes. They burn it down. They get a lot from that. This time, the bluff is called. The teleport comes in, and this time Afreeca wins from calling the bluff and just sending Mickey back to mid lane. So, in every way, barring a 3,000 gold lead, which again is not major, this game's all tied up.
Yeah, I mean, 3,000 gold at this point is basically nothing.
Agreed.
Oh, trying to clear out that wave to keep things pushing. Kuzan going for that dragon. The rest of Jin should show up. and that's going to be their second dragon. So, again, you know, the dragons aren't quite as important this game now, just because we're not going to see either team get to 5, probably.
See, the warding around dragon is fairly minimal. SoHwan
Whoa, they caught him. That's a nice amount of layered CC, but he's so tanky, and when he's inside of Tahm Kench, he's even harder to kill.
Impossible.
Yep.
How do Afreeca win a fight? That's the question I have with all the defensive itemization and the black shield.
Well, to win fights, basically Mickey just needs to make plays.
That's the question is, with all the itemization and the Morgana, are there plays to be made? If they can somehow set up pink ward and force face checks, I guess maybe, but then honestly Trace should just be either the one face checking or giving a black shield to whoever's putting down the vision. Getting a pick is super hard when we're talking about Zhonya's, Black Shield, Banshee, double QSS. Maybe on Thresh, but everyone else pretty well protected.
Yeah, it won't be easy. Tense moment in this game. This one's going to be pretty close at the end there, it looks like.
The series in general has proven to be very close. It looks like it's going to be on a big outplay or a big mistake to end the game. We're at the 35-minute point.
Yep. Well, we had, you know, two very one-sided games, and now Afreeca Freecs going for it. There is a ward there. They were spotted by the scrying orb. Another orb goes down. Baron is going to be taken. Can they stop? Oh, Jin! Wing steals the Baron away, and can they win the fight? Wing low health, can't get to the Lantern in time, but I think that's a pretty good trade.
Solid steal from Wing. Remember, this is the guy who was really in the ascendancy over bengi. He was one level ahead, but still, that shouldn't mean too much. Excellent flash steal, and now Jin can just buy some more time. They can just back away. One person going down means they aren't able to push aggressively.
All right, let's
on
watch
the
this
tail
again.
end, they might get something. This isn't just opting into a 50-50.
Yep.
Flash smite, easy as you like from Wing.
Can't get out, get CC'd too much. Nice response to at least get the kill, but losing that Baron really hurts. Oh wow, Che actually flashed to get the Lantern at the end. I don't know if that was worth it.
Well, the death time is about 50-55 seconds. Baron's going to last 3 minutes, so there's still going to be time for them to push up waves and try and make something with the Baron buff.
Yep. And Afreeca Freecs looks like they were trying to set a bit of a trap here. I think it's going to work out. Nope, Snowflower having to back off. And so will Jin be able to successfully siege the base?
So hard to push through, even with Baron buff minions, talking about Graves, Ezreal, and Ari, who all have decent wave clear. So between the three of them, 3 decent wave clears means strong wave clear from the side.
I mean, yeah, they might as well clear the other turrets because there's just no way you're getting in the base right now. Nice binding on the Lyra.
Still no other insurance against the Dark Binding, only the single QSS and Tahm Kench's Devour for Afreeca.
Yeah, very interesting itemization.
They're going for damage, they want to win fights.
I guess so. It's a big minion wave.
These double canyons doing so much work. One of them cleared out.
Yeah, they'll get them both now, but actually not a ton of damage on, but here's the next wave.
Really tense. A single Dark Binding can end this game.
Oh, Iksu gets grabbed. There's the Dark Binding. Maybe not that Dark Binding can end the game. That's a pretty tanky target. And Jin does have to back away for the moment.
Jin haven't set up a push across the other side of the map. The only other easy turret to get is the outer top lane turret, but minions slowly pushing towards it, but it hasn't been a priority. They really want to break the base, but it's so difficult to do so.
Yes, it is. Even with Baron, those minions get cleared out very, very quickly. They're slowly chipping away at that turret, though.
A minute or so of Baron timer. Maybe less than that, about 40 seconds.
Well, the waves are just coming too far apart now. It's like they're going to need like 2 or 3 more waves if they can only do that much damage to the turret.
Minion wave and top looks like it might actually push into this turret. Not sure if it's going to be low enough. Send the Ezreal ult.
No, not anymore.
We don't see the turret HP, fortunately. But they're sending over Wing. That's smart. So yeah, they are effectively giving up on taking this turret. They're going to take the much easier outer top lane turret.
Yeah, might as well get something now that Baron is over.
In a top lane turret, my apologies. He has the Rek'Sai tunnels around the rest of the other 4, so he is confident to get him. No.
Siege continues. That turret is nearly gone.
Kuzan with a 400 health Black Shield, still not confident to get what is literally one Trinity Force auto attack to take this turret. Baron buff's gone though.
Yep, I think that's it. Dragon's up in a minute. They want to set up for that.
Do they though? It's 40 minutes in for a third Dragon.
I mean, what else are you going to do right now? You can clear the jungle, you can make sure your lanes are pushed, but aside from that, what do you do?
That's the question. Spend some gold, I guess. Almost 6 item builds across the board. We're definitely getting to the late game.
Oh yeah. And Kuzan can bring the package with him.
What will the differences in itemization mean for a one-team fight for Afreeca? It's definitely greedy, full damage builds versus, again, the more controlled QSS, Banshee Veil, etc. from the side of Jin Air. Remember, they've got only 2 true tanks in this game. Hixu, obviously super tanky on the top lane, Tahm Kench. And Rek'Sai, Wings picked up a lot of gold himself. So 2 true frontliners and everyone else just kind of competing for damage.
Yep. Dragon is up right now. And Jin Air trying to push towards that. Might as well fight.
It's not a Dragon to overextend for. We're looking at the vision for now. Jin Air has the permanent vision. Hixu's caught.
Yeah, caught, but very tanky. They use the box too. They really want to commit to this. Wing coming from the side to try to zone people out. Hixu, very low, gets caught again, pops that health. Not going to last him though. He gets taken down. There's a kill for Pilot. And are they going to keep going with this? Looks like they're going to turn around for Dragon.
Story of week 2 has been Tahm Kench's either overestimating their tankiness or just not pressing the grey health fast enough. In that situation, it was just waddling into multiple members, thinking they're tankier than they are, and falling down even though he was able to pop the grey health. Tahm Kench, sometimes immortal, but certainly not in this game with double AD and damage even coming from the top lane.
Yeah, I would say so.
If it's only the third Dragon, it's not the biggest win. Jin Air, 5-man stacked again. Sorry, 4-man, of course, the Rek'Sai up top lane. This turret, previously worked upon, can they finally get down and break the base?
Maybe. I suppose it's possible, but they don't really need to rush, I guess, do they?
Graves, Ezreal, Ahri if she's grouped, all with strong wave play. This turret's still very, very low.
Whoa, Songyun takes a big hit.
They should get it here, though,
yeah,
finally.
I think so. Yeah, when your AD carry gets chunked like that, you have to back off, and that's exactly what they do. Wing joined them just in case there was a fight, but he can go back to taking away Afreeca Freecs jungle.
Jin Air gonna back away. Baron's coming up in 40 seconds. First 2 Barons of the game gone to Jin Air. The first one especially really allowed them to open up a lead. The second one, great steal from Wing to cement the advantage they'd had for the majority of this game. Game could still turn on a third Dragon. Much smaller gold lead this game. Only 6,000 at 42 minutes.
Yep. Still a very close game. The results of this, either way, are good for the Afreeca Freecs and not so good for Jin Air in the grand scheme of things.
Definitely not expected to win this game. Robin Hood status hasn't been confirmed yet, but
almost.
Certainly closer than Jin Air fans would have wanted, given their impressive wins in recent memory.
Yeah, and I think it also points to the fact that the match against SKT was, you know, a bit of a fluke.
You would say that, Doa.
I would. I'm not saying SKT didn't try. I think they did, but I think you could say overperformed.
Long season will learn from the more data points that we'll get. Afreeca pushing aggressively through mid. They already have this inner turret. They're pushing onto the inhibitor turret.
This is really
Morgana especially is really out of position.
Yeah, what is Jin Air doing? They're just letting him walk up and take this turret. Are you serious?
Yep.
Okay, enjoy your turret. Enjoy your free support too. No, just kidding. Fate's call. Well, they get the turret. Now they have Wing coming from behind. They may have gotten themselves trapped, but it doesn't look like Jin Air wants to engage after Che takes that much damage.
Trace was really out of position.
That was bizarre.
Could have looked for a flank on the Morgana, obviously a bit optimistic, but has Zhonya's, has of course the Black Shield. Instead just backed, and they watched their inhibitor turret go down. Think about how hard Jin Air had to fight to take their first inhibitor turret, and then they just gifted one over to Afreeca.
Yeah.
Here's to Afreeca though, decisive shot call. Push through the mid, notice the enemies were out of position, trying to get Baron vision, and got a free objective.
Very strange. Songyun found out Baron is up. Jin not going for it though. Opting to stay on the bottom side of the map. They've got plenty of wards around Baron, so they don't really need to worry about it. Now turning around towards it. And are they going to try to force something there?
Rek'Sai is trying to split push down bot. Of course, Ixu has teleport available. Can go match if he feels threatened. I think it has to be a Baron fight though. That seems to be the only decisive advantage these teams are willing to fight over.
Probably. Probably.
Jin have spent so much of this game trying to piece together something around the red side jungle. Can't quite catch out Lyra. Mickey's really overextended and pushing. Will take time for him to get back.
They tried. Wow, Shay really needs to be careful here that he doesn't take too much more damage.
He's gonna go pick up blue buff.
Yep. Snowflower has that Zeke's Herald now too, so Songyun is gonna be doing quite a bit of damage.
Builds no critical strike with his own build, so 50% correct. Again, it's blue Ezreal. He's going to be as focused around him, but with enough attack speed, critical strike is welcome.
Yep, definitely. I mean, a 1 out of 2 chance to crit with that powerful of a hit is still pretty good. And I mean, what else do you build at this point, right?
Winged is trying to force Afreeca to start this Baron. Afreeca seemed pretty happy to.
Yeah, he's got a tunnel there.
Baron has been the source of Jin hope this game.
All right, they're gonna chase them away.
Lyra is really low.
Oh, Dark Binding dodge, not bad.
He's gonna heal up from the Grom.
Yeah, Wing just came up. Didn't need to use his ultimate, and he's gonna try to do a bit of damage to this mid lane. But nope. Ari's gonna push those minions back very easily.
It's been really telltale. That's been Wing that's been sent to split push and Trace that's been grouped just because they want to get deep vision wherever possible, and just the Black Shield is more important than the tankiness of Wing.
Yep. Oh, here we go. There goes the inhibitor getting lower. Afreeca Freecs need to do something about this. They're going to go in now. Here comes Snowflower. Jay pulled out by that Fate's Call. Are they going to keep chasing? Snowflower trying to get in the back lines. Can't quite make it. Dark Binding doesn't connect. Mickey doesn't land his charm either. Skill shots not hitting the people they need to hit on either side.
Both QSS is still available.
Yep. That's right. Oh, Songyun takes a big chunk. Kuzan very low too, though. Oh man, Graves tries to use that ult. Well, he doesn't try. He uses it. Doesn't do as much damage, but it pushes Jin back, and now the Afreeca Freecs are just going to make a beeline right for Baron.
Holding towards the dragon to get information. They see it isn't started. They get positioning on Pilot. Will they actually go? We see pings onto Baron from Afreeca.
I think they may go for this. This would be 4th dragon for Jin. They must feel confident defending against this Baron.
They've got a minion wave to answer, and this Baron is quickly going down.
Yeah, they're not getting the dragon either, too. This could be bad for Jin.
Oh boy, Wing's here again.
Can he steal it again? He's going to try to come in. They're going to try to stop him. They will stop him. Baron goes to the Freak. Snowflower over the wall, gets very low. They can probably kill him. They do. Shade doesn't hit anyone with that death sentence, and now it's a 5v4, but the Freaks have Baron.
This late in the game, what is more important, Baron buff or your 5th member? I actually am on the side of having 5 group, but interestingly, because Snowfall is so far behind, still level 14, both of these supports, it's only a 35-second death timer. That doesn't sound like an only, but given how late it is, that's actually fairly short a death timer for Afreeca to work around.
True. That is true.
8 seconds to try and brute force down this open exposed inhibitor.
Not going to have any minions to do it with. They're going to have Baron-powered minions coming the other way.
Well, only 10 seconds now, so
yeah,
Afreeca, get out with the Baron.
Yeah, Jinner's going to try to grab the dragon, and again, you know, this would be the 4th, so it is an important Baron. Or a dragon. It's been a long game.
It certainly has been a long series, a long game. 54-15 or so will be the 5th dragon timer, but what can Afreeca make happen with this Baron? They've already got an inhibitor exposed in the mid lane. They look deathly afraid of some sort of flank, some sort of backdoor on the bottom side. They've got defensive vision, though, around all the entrances of their bot lane inhibitor, so I think it's time to make that brute force play and try and take down the inhibitor. We still haven't had a single inhibitor killed at 50 minutes.
It's crazy. This game has been a lot of teams being afraid to really commit to things, I think.
Indecision has definitely been a staple of Jin Air through the majority of 2015. It looked like it had kind of gone away, but it seems to have returned with aplomb this series. Don't see a replay of the Baron take. It was actually...
Jay, very lucky. Got hit with that charm, pulled out by the Fate's Call, but that still might cost him an inhibitor.
Lyra pops the Ghost Blade. He's jumping down turrets, inhibitors alike. First inhibitor of the game, 49 minutes in.
Man. And there was nothing that Jin Air could do to stop that. Didn't seem that way anyway.
There's a crazy amount of standing gold still available, enough to pretty much tie up this game as 2 out of turrets to take for Afreeca.
Well, we're past the point where gold really matters this game. I think everybody's got all the items they want, and at this point it's all about positioning and not getting caught, you know?
There is the potential for that catch. Mickey in particular, full damage, no sign of any defensive stats on this Ari.
It's a very Mickey way to build a champion, but it's been working.
And push in, so hard to get the pick, given what we said about the comp from Jin Air. It was a macro outplay, just running down mid. They got their first inhibitor target. They're trying to brute force this time.
And with Baron, it's pretty good. Che tries to go to it. Mickey goes for the charm. Does some damage to Che anyway.
Lyra gets an auto attack, instantly eats half his life. Kuzan's doing massive damage.
Yeah, it's a lot. Wow. Iksu being such a good front line.
When he's drawn away, not able to get any damage on this inhibitor, and this game continues.
Yep. Pretty much.
Nothing else to say. Very, very difficult to take inhibitors without.
Oh, no follow-up, but that was a scary moment for Songyun.
Has both Mercurial Scimitar and a Tahm Kench, though. Only Mickey that really needs to rely on Tahm Kench to help him out.
Well, I guess we're going to 5th Dragon for Jin Air, huh?
That will be the force fight, Doa. It seems to be the only thing that will actually force a fight in the open. Everyone else has spent, the last 25 minutes camped out around their inhibitors, whether it's been Afreeca the majority of the time, and Jin Air just recently.
Pretty much. And Jin Air now just trying to push their lanes back.
Red buff secured. Interesting along the build, just looking down. No Thorn Mail for Iksu, but it is a lot of mixed damage coming through from the Corki, so not feeling like he needs that. Running out of things to say. We're waiting for the Titanic fight because this is 2 comps that have good wave clear, good mobility.
Yeah. Neither
of these comps have to force and engage. The game is so even that forced fights need to happen for an engage to be successful. We're talking about Morgana as a top laner, and Thresh, and Kalista. Very hard to lock down anyone from Jin Air. Afreeca have been on the back foot the whole game, and guess what? When Jin Air go for a pick, Tahm Kench is there. We have double QSS now finished. Alistair, of course, hard to lock down. Only Mickey alone is a true target that can be locked down, and Tahm Kench should be in Mickey's back pocket the whole team fight phase.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mickey's done a good job, too, of not putting himself in a position to get caught. And here they come again. 2-2 turret. Destroyed easily by the Afreeca Freecs.
All right, that's all the easy objectives done. None left.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that hook nearly connected with Songyun and took some damage anyway.
This is effectively a Ziggs comp versus a Ziggs comp, it feels like.
I know.
Everyone's got wave clear.
And they're both so afraid of anything happening, and they should be. You know, one pick on one of the carries could easily mean the game.
How do you feel about mass wave clear and mass disengage for everyone?
I feel like it's going to be a very long game.
Well, so far you have been completely correct.
Yep.
14 kill game at 53 minutes. We're pushing the
Don't
1 hour
remind
mark.
me.
When was the last 1 hour game in Champions?
It's been a while. I mean, the longest game we've ever had on Champions was the one I think that Monty and I casted last year. where Space tied the CS record in a game too.
From memory, it's 620 or something like that.
I thought it was something like 729 or something.
I don't think it's gone to 700. I think it's 6 something, at least in top-level competitive play. No one's threatening it just yet. No 500 broken. We've actually seen 500 broken recently.
Yeah, it's been a pretty low CS game overall. Low kill, low CS. A lot of positioning. It's been a positioning game. Baron is up in 5 seconds.
We've seen a very good assertive Baron take. The first Baron by Jinna. We've seen a very good reaction to a Baron bait by Afreeca in taking the mid lane inhibitor turret. Everything else, largely forgettable.
Oh, okay. This is where it gets exciting. Dragon is up right now. It would be Dragon number 5 for Jin Air. If they take it, Youmuu's used. Che takes some damage. Whoa, the package has to be executed to get Kuzan out of there. And now, things are a bit scary. Wow, they're going for the Dragon. They're going to kill it so fast, too. No 5th Dragon.
On to Baron from Jin Air.
Yeah, but they're not going to get there in time to do it without a fight.
Can try and force a pick on their terms, standing in this pink water crush.
Yeah, they can try. Well, Che showing himself as his Kuzan. I almost said Frozen there.
They see rockets, that means they can be confident the Baron hasn't been started.
Yep.
Afreeca does have wards on the Baron too, so just pushing down the mid lane. They want to take this inhibitor again.
It's so awkward to get back into the base this way. That inhibitor is in a lot of trouble. Kuzan needs to be careful. Inhibitor's safe for the moment anyway. Ooh, wow, that is a big hit suffered by Songyun.
And then Corki does so much damage, but not even an inhibitor take.
Nope. Oh, think about it. Youmuu's popped by Lyra. About going in, they grab Snowflower. That's an Alistar.
There is a half health. He has been chunked out to some degree. Everyone else is very, very healthy. All summoners are up for this eventual fight.
Kuzan thinking about doing some damage. Narrowly dodges the Q from Tom Kench. Winged. You can just feel it out of both of these teams. Something big is about to happen. The apocalyptic fight is going to be soon.
What does an engage look like with Tom Kench?
Don't know.
Morgana, 10 flashes available. Repositions everywhere. This game has been about evading fights, evading conflict, rather than the bloodthirsty games that we know and love.
It sure has.
V6 isn't the meta, though.
Yep, that's true.
Got that going for us.
Hasn't really changed anything, though, has it?
No. I like how Ezreal's just sitting on 2,500 gold. Probably has nothing to spend it on. 500 CS mark is broken by both mid laners.
Yep. Going for the record, guys.
Does anyone do something crazy? We're going to see boots sold at any point. It's an interesting proposition.
I don't know. 2 gets caught for a moment.
So what would you like to talk about, Toa? There's not much game to talk about.
Well, I'm really curious what the CS record is for a professional play.
Let's call it 650.
650?
I think it's less than that. I think it's 620. Maybe that's low. It sounds like a lot, but
we'll see. Since we've got some time, I'm looking it up.
Waiting to see if anything changes. The vision around Baron is very good from Afreeca. Much more shallow vision from Jin Air, but honestly they've been losing the last 20 minutes or so.
The top CS record in a competitive game is Coco with 726.
All right, so 726.
Space tied the old one that Robert X. Lee had at 719. I thought it was over 700, so 726 is a record for Coco.
The only bloodthirstness we'll see this game is on the minions. The minions are the big loser this game.
Yeah, I don't think...
Count down how many minions have died for our edification.
Lots.
A lot.
Thousands.
Thousands of minions dead.
Literally. Oh, Baron being taken by Jin Air. This is it.
So fast.
This is it. Baron is going down fast.
It's go time.
Freecs coming in, and the disengage happens. Shay getting low. Snowflower blown up almost until Ixu saves him. Mickey over the wall. Doesn't connect with anything.
Devour's down. Mickey has to be so particular.
Baron's still low health. I don't know how much it regen. I can't see it now. Che pulled in by the Fate's Call. Dark Binding doesn't connect. They're going to have to back away.
They stop. Whoa. Some of the backs are going to try and force down mid. Let's see if they can get this inhibitor tower.
They can definitely get the inhibitor, yeah. That inhibitor is probably dead. Okay, maybe not. Now they're going to turn back towards Baron. Freecs trying to just run Jin Air in circles. There's a Baron started by the Afreeca Freecs, and is there any way they can get there in time? Winged there to at least try for the steal. Shows himself to Snowplower. They stopped him from coming in last time. Jin Air is there. Here we go. Can Wings steal it? He's going to try. They're going to go in, and Baron getting even lower. Baron taken by the Freecs. Jin Air on the run already. Snowflower low. Kuzan nearly gets caught. He's going to get away. Has a cleanse. Winged. Not having any top catch passives on him just yet. Trace with that black shield. Songyun half health, but doing damage. Needs to watch out for that dark binding. But Jin Air on the run. Oh, Mickey tries to come in. They almost catch Shay, but another Fate's Call saves him. Tom Kench coming into the base. Winged way on the outside of all of this. That inhibitor is very dead. And they are actually just going to back away their own inhibitor under a bit of threat. Oh, Songyun! Oh man, Ixu always there to save his mid laner. And now Trace and Wing catching.
Smart by Trace, they want to stop the backs, they want them to lose his inhibitor. The minion waves in top and bot are pushing hard for
they're
Jin Air.
trying. Oh, the inhibitor goes down, so they trade inhibitors via minions from Jin Air, despite the Baron buff taken by Afreeca Freecs this game. And now, 35 seconds until the next dragon. It
1
would be,
hour in.
That's right, it would be the 5th dragon for Jin Air as we cross the 1 hour mark.
Mickey's really out of position for this dragon. Can't shop, he's still going top. They cannot give up a 5th dragon.
This game is still open, 20 seconds. Afreeca Freecs have time to get in position again. You can see Jin Air frantically warding, getting ready for it.
This is going to force an Afreeca face check. Can Jin Air get the pick that will surely end this game?
You see, Afreeca face check sounds like a great band name, but not a great result for one of the teams in this match. Dragon is up. This is it. Could be 5th dragon. Jin Air goes for it immediately. It's do or die time. Dragon lower and lower. Afreeca Freecs getting in. Shay pulled out by the Fate's Call. Dragon taken by Jin Air. That's their 5th. Oh, but Kuzan goes down immediately. Afreeca Freecs with the advantage. Lyra taken out. It's an apocalyptic team fight, but the fight goes in favor of Jin Air. They win it. They win the fight, and as soon as Ixu goes down, I would wager that will be the game, and that Tom Kench does not want to go down, but he will eventually. There's the ace, and despite the heroic effort from the Afreeca Freecs in the end, it will be a Jin Air victory, but man, it does not get closer than that.
We finally get our first team fight at post 60 minutes. The big factor, Pilot free hitting with that 5th dragon buff. Killed everyone, that's going to be the game.
That is it, GG. Close series, an hour and a minute and a half long, and Jin Air takes it. Wow.
Everyone looks shell-shocked in the booth. Came down to a 5th dragon fight. Insane that it's